okay, Martin, we were talking again before the DWP, all these private companies, something else that came to me before and I wanted to, it's just come back to me now as we're talking about that. I got an appointment card from the doctors. Now people who, because I want to mention all these people who don't believe the sort of information that we're putting out here.
Right.
Now, when you say to people that these are private companies, your counsellors, etc., you get a blank look and sometimes a disgusted look, as you find out. My appointment card at the doctor's, just a routine appointment, I actually had the card with an advertisement on for a local pub in Manchester.
Right.
Right. So you've got an actual doctor's surgery advertising
Pubs,
alcohol on the actual appointment card, and you tell me that isn't a business. Why? Only a business could go that way, yeah.
That's right.
I mean, that confirmed it for me. I couldn't help but laugh towards that, and it was free dinner and everything like that for £5, blah blah blah. With this, if you spend so much, but it was an advertisement.
But this is probably common purpose again.
Yeah.
It's probably the manager at the doctor's is part of common purpose.
Yeah.
But he's also got a mate who's a manager, not at the pub, but at the brewery, who own X amount of pubs.
Yeah.
And this is what common purpose is about. You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Cronyism.
Yeah.
What a fantastic word.
Yeah.
And that's that is what it's all about. And it's a job for the boys, as you hear them say.
Well, I mean, if they're all in it together now, we're talking about people's debts and debt management and debt management companies, and some do it right, and it is only some that do it right. Now, I mentioned to my boss basically about the consolidation fund, and I got told I was talking rubbish, shall we say, for film. And these are people that have been in the industry for 20 years plus.
You didn't believe in the common consolidation fund?
Basically, I was told I was talking out my arse, and I didn't really have a clue. And I picked up something off someone. And
okay, I'll tell you what. This is subtle, and this is nice. Whoever that gentleman may be, that means that because he's told you that you're talking out your arse, it means I must be talking out mine.
Exactly.
Now, what I would do if I was you, right? I would go on the internet and I would put on Google consolidation fund. My friend, you've got all the information that you need. We know that Scotland and its lawyers are catered for by the UK. We know that the MPs can have £50,000 a time out of the consolidation fund without even asking permission or having to warrant where the money's going. We know that it's the government bank account that pays off the national debt. We know that it's the child support agencies, takings from one-parent families, fathers, who get screwed by the system and have it paid into the consolidation fund, who also pay the national debt. So these poor blokes are being screwed twice. They're getting done by the CSA, and then the government are slapping them across the face and saying, and we'll pay the debts with the money. If this boss of yours or this guy that you know does not believe you, I would get most enjoyment out of downloading some information, putting his name on it on an envelope and leaving it on his desk.
Yeah, exactly.
And denying then that I'd put it there.
Well, it's funny because you've got you've got two schools of thought here, because I mean, unfortunately you do get ridiculed apart from the people that are in the know. And the other chap who sat up with, he deals with the other side of things, IVAs, etc. I told him about the acceptance with the bills and basically getting your money back that way. I said, what do you think about that? He said, well, that's very sneaky, isn't it? And that was it.
That's very sneaky.
And I thought, well, no, hang on a minute.
What's sneaky about it?
I just explained to you, you could have been you've been diddled on all your utility bills, and that's all you've got to come back at me with. This is the problem with people, because nobody can get
close-minded.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you look at accepted for value, it's not until you get into the depths of it that these people understand. And I mean, there's been an example, as you know, by Sky, where a guy paid by accepted for value. So I mean, we know that it works, and we know that there's measures that you can take that we'll talk about that, But I mean, there's other methods as well, besides accepted for value,
Yeah.
that are equally as strong.
Yeah.
Same gun, different bullet.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, it's. I mean, the one that's come up, and I'm not going to go into it because it's. You need to basically watch. There's a chap that's sort of uncovered this. It's the same as what you were saying about loans, but you can do it with your mortgage as well. There are ways out of your mortgage that you wouldn't believe in. Basically, all it means is your loan is a mortgage in effect. Because that loan doesn't physically come to you first, and it's only passed from one entity to another, as in digits. Because you don't actually receive that, I think this is the basic what he's saying is that isn't a loan that you're liable for because it's never come to you.
It's never come to you.
So this is another avenue.
That's
right. That people are looking at.
That's right.
With the Fabian Society, as now Tony Blair, again part of the Fabian Society. Can you explain a bit more, because there's a lot of people when it comes to the Fabian Society that get confused with that and common purpose.
Yeah, of course. I mean, what you do have you have crossover,
right,
whereby people are part of common purpose, but they're also part of the Fabian Society.
Right.
What you have to look at, any money that is made via corruption, via money laundering, which can be a number of ways of doing that.
Right.
The people that work for the Fabian Society or are employed by them or are part of common purpose can put money into either one of those, especially common purpose, as a charity at free will.
So right, this is the key word, it's the charity.
And it's not really a charity,
right,
you know, because let's face it, let's look at common purpose. And I've had this conversation with many people before. When you look at common purpose charge around about £4,500–5,000
right,
per course for the Matrix, right? This is mind-blowing stuff because it's NLP and all the rest of it, and you're reframing, or, you know, I can understand the excitement there, but I can't understand the £5,000 fee. Now, the councils pay for their employees to go on that course. So, is that not a type of money laundering?
Well, yeah.
If you've got the chief executive and he's paying £30,000 out for 6 of his employees to go on a common purpose course, and they sit there picking the nose all day and being spoken to, and then common purpose get 30 grand, that to me is money laundering. That's blatant money laundering. So that's the concept there of corruption and fraud is dead bang to rights.
Right.
And that's why common purpose shy away. Because when you talk to them, and you talk to the graduates that are part of common purpose, you know, they don't want to know.
Yeah.
And you know, it's all about Mr. Little wanting to be Mr. Big.
Yeah.
These people that go on these courses are selected for their inferiority complex. They're inferior people. They've got no personality, they've got no attitude, they've got no brains. And then when they get to the top, they turn into little Hitlers.
Yeah.
You will do this, you will do that. And they've got no rights because they haven't been on the treadmill.
So, you would say at this point now, because you've been really talking about this subject for especially common purpose as well, the DWP, you would say that the infiltration is such there where, never mind police forces and, you know, the health service, it's in day-to-day, would you say day-to-day jobs as in...
Oh, good grief, yeah, good grief, definitely. You know what I mean? You look at Richard Branson. We know how Virgin Media work with their payment of charges, which is to leave beyond authority. So you're going to pay now for the next fortnight, and then we're going to bill you up until December 2017. Exaggerated, but you can see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that to not leave beyond authority? Who says you're going to be with them in 2017?
Yeah.
Who says you're going to be with them after that 6 months? So therefore, they're making money out of you.
Okay.
I'll just have the nod from John. We're going to close it now. See you in a minute.